Have you ever felt like your progress has slowed down after your beginner phase? Or maybe you're struggling to see growth in specific muscle groups? Today, I want to talk about specialization programs, what they are, why they work, and how you can incorporate them into your training to maximize your gains. So, what is specialization? Specialization is essentially creating an unbalanced program where you allocate more of your effort and training resources towards specific muscle groups. Instead of spreading your focus evenly across all areas, you zero in on a few key muscles that you want to prioritize for growth. This allows you to push those muscles harder and stimulate more development. Now, before you jump in, let's just be clear, specialization is not for everyone. If you're a beginner, meaning you haven't trained consistently and seriously for at least a year, you probably don't need to specialize yet. At this stage, your entire body is still highly responsive to even basic training, so a basic balanced program will give you the best results. Focus on mastering the fundamentals first. So, who should specialize? I think specialization is ideal for the intermediate lifter. I define the intermediate phase as the time when you are putting on the majority of your muscle size. This is when the easy gains from beginner training have slowed down and progress requires more targeted effort. There are a couple of scenarios where specialization could make sense. The first being limited training time. If you can only train 4 or fewer days per week, specialization allows you to maximize your results by concentrating your efforts on fewer muscle groups. And the other being you just have an exhausting lifestyle. If you have a demanding job or lifestyle that limits your recovery capacity, specialization helps you avoid spreading yourself too thin. On the other hand, if you have plenty of free time, a high recovery capacity, and can train 5 to 6 days per week consistently, you might not need to specialize as much because you can give every muscle group sufficient attention. So, when should you even use specialization? The best time to use specialization programming, in my opinion, is during bulk. When you're in a caloric surplus, your body has the resources it needs to recover and grow from the increased workload. Specialization pairs perfectly with this phase, allowing you to accelerate progress in your lagging or priority muscle groups. So, how does the specialization process work? At its core, specialization is just about overloading certain muscle groups. There are several methods you can use to do this, but in the beginning, let's just start with the simplest, which is adding volume. To add volume, you're just going to increase the number of sets and exercises for the muscle you're targeting. I like to add an additional lift so you can get the benefit of hitting the muscle differently across your sets, which reduces overuse injuries. For example, if you're focusing on chest and we're doing a barbell press for 3 sets, and now you're bumping chest up to 4 sets, you might add another lift, say like dumbbell flies, and perform each of those lifts at 2 sets for that session to total 4 sets. And the other benefit is injury prevention. Alongside of adding volume, it's crucial to avoid overuse injuries. To do this, choose lifts that feel good for you and experiment with variations. Pick exercises that train the muscle in different planes or target different sections of the muscle. For instance, if you're training chest, you could rotate through different pressing angles, grip widths, or even use different bars if you have access to them. It's important to stick with one variation for some amount of time, but also train with other variations alongside it. Train across multiple rep ranges. Another effective strategy is using undulated periodization. This means training the same lift multiple times per week, but with different rep ranges in each session. For example, you might do a heavy set of 5 reps on one day and a lighter set of 10 to 12 reps on another. This keeps your muscles challenged in diverse ways which promotes a balanced development of your physique through different rep ranges. And this also just reduces the monotony. Plan your lifts and technique. Before starting a specialization program, take time to refine your exercise selection and technique. This process is critical for two reasons: maximizing progress and preventing injuries. Here are the steps to effectively plan your lifts and technique. First, select the right lifts. Choose lifts that you feel confident performing and that align with your goals. For example, if you're prioritizing back development, consider including a mix of horizontal pulling exercises like the barbell row and vertical pulling exercises like pull ups or lat pull downs. Focus on lifts that allow for progressive overload and feel natural for your body mechanics. Number two is master your technique. Consistency in form is key. Spend time dialing in your technique before ramping up intensity or volume. Poor technique can lead to inefficient training and increase the risk of injury. Filming your lifts can help you identify areas for improvement and ensure you're performing each rep correctly. This is something that has helped me tremendously, even just recording my training for these videos. I can see my technique that I'm doing, and it's helped a lot because you may think you're doing something right, but until you see yourself do it, you might be lacking in your technique, or there might be some things you can do to improve it. The third thing being stick with your plan. Once you've chosen your lifts, commit to them for the duration of your specialization phase. Switching exercises too frequently can disrupt progress and make it harder to track improvements. Number four, incorporate variation intelligently. While consistency is important, some variation can be beneficial. For example, alternating between a barbell bench press and a dumbbell bench press every few weeks can help target the muscle differently and reduce the risk of overuse injury. Managing fatigue and deloading. Specialization programs can be intense, and you might notice fatigue building up as the weeks go by. For me, I found that by week 6, I started accumulating too much fatigue, and that's when I switched things up. You might be different, so listen to your body and adjust accordingly. At the end of your specialization phase, it can be beneficial to include a deload week. This lighter week helps your body recover and transitions you smoothly into your next phase of training. During a deload, you can either reduce the intensity by using lighter weights or the volume, fewer sets and reps, or you can do both. The goal is to just give your muscles and central nervous system a break while maintaining some level of activity. Definitely do not underestimate the power of what a deload week can do, especially during this phase where you are going to be specializing and you're going to be pushing very hard. Having this week has personally helped me tremendously, so do not underestimate what this can do for you. Specialization programs are a powerful tool for the intermediate lifter who wants to break through plateaus and make noticeable progress in their physique. This is just coming from firsthand experience of me doing it myself. I find this is just really boosting my progress faster than I would even expect it to. So, by targeting specific muscle groups, managing the volume intelligently, and staying consistent with your lifts and technique, you can maximize your results and still stay injury free. So, if you're in the intermediate phase and have never tried a specialization program, give it a shot during your next bulk. And don't forget to track your progress, adapt your training as needed, and really push yourself during this phase. I cannot stress that enough. So, with that being said, good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.